My screen is visible to all of you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So we have already discussed the fundamental about the hardware and software, and you are already aware about the hardware components which are present in our digital computer. Can you say the name of the hardware components? So these hardware components are hardware. These are the physical components. So can you tell some name of the physical components?
Sir, CPU,
Sir, mouse,
Monitor,
Sir, keyboard.
scanner,
Yes, mouse, keyboard,
sir, USB,
Printer.
your central processing unit, your printer, then
scanner,
scanner.
sir, router,
Wait. The volume is. Tell.
sir, router,
Router. अच्छा. Router. Then any other?
and sir, different types of interpreters.
Yes. Sorry, what you are saying? Hello. So can you touch your RAM? It is physical or not physical? It is a physical component or not a physical component?
Not a physical.
It is a hardware or not a hardware? Your hard
Not
disk? Your flash drive or pen drive? Your CD-ROM? So all these are the physical components. That means some are the memories, some are the internet related components or network devices, some are output devices. This is the processor. These are the IO input devices. So that means all the functional units are one hardware component. That means all the functional IO devices, input, output, your processing devices or processor or your CPU, then memory units, whether it is primary or secondary storage, then any network devices, like router, modem, connectors, any connecting wires, all these are hardware components of a digital computer. So here I have written some of the points you can write. A hardware is a physical device or a component of a computer that is physically connected to the computer. So it is a physical device or a component which is physically connected to the computer. These are the primary electronic devices. These are the primary electronic. You can write hardware is a physical device or component. It is a physical device or component that is physically connected. That is physically connected to the computer. Nowadays, this has been changed somewhat by means of some Wi-Fi connection. I can connect my router, I can connect my modem. So it is not physically connected, but the device is physical device. So here in this case, Wi-Fi or any Bluetooth devices are there. So these are not connected physically, but they are connected in terms of some signals, but they are the physical devices or components. Whether that Wi-Fi device is a physical device, whether that router is a physical router, physical component. These are primarily electronic devices used to build up the computer, For example, your computer processor or central processing unit, your memory device, whether it is RAM or any secondary storage device, your output device, input devices, these are the input device, storage device, whether it is secondary storage or primary storage. Without hardware, computer devices cannot function, and software would have nothing to run it. If there is no hardware component, the software will run which components? Software, as I have earlier discussed, the software is used to activate or used to make the hardware component become activated. But if there is no hardware component, no hardware device, how the computer will run? So without hardware, computer device cannot function, and software would have nothing to run it. Hardware and software interact with each other. They can interact with each other, and the software tells the hardware which task it needs to perform. Software manages or controls the hardware. That means what? It will tell the hardware which task, which work is to be executed, which task need to be performed. All of you clear? Any doubt?
No, sir.
So then come to the software. Software means what? I have already told you. It is the set of programs along with required documentation. Why this documentation is required? Now, to know the guideline, how to use the software, how this software will be used by the user. So any guidelines are there, some of the guidelines are there to use this set of programs or softwares. And the software, here I have written also, the software is used to tell the hardware component which task is to be performed. So here, what is a software? A computer software is a set of programs. It is a set of programs designed and developed to perform specific tasks. For a specific purpose, we need specific software. And who build this software? Not the IT professionals. The software engineers create some customized programs that can be used in specific areas in our day-to-day life. So software developers or software engineers can create software as per our use, as per the use of the users. So specific task is required. So a specific task is there. To fulfill this, software developers create or develop what? A set of programs that is equal to software. Software developers or the IT professionals create some set of programs to fulfill a specific task, and that is called the software. All of you clear? Why we need software? The sole purpose of the software is to make the computer hardware useful and operational. Which task is to be executed, which operation is to be performed by the hardware component, which task is to be executed, or we can say which operations is to be performed by the hardware components. It will be ensured by the software. So the main purpose of the software is to make the computer hardware useful and operational. That means what? It will tells the hardware that which task is to be executed or which operation is to be performed by the hardware components. All of you clear? This part is over. Any doubt?
No, sir.
For present. Only 17 students. So the next point is a software know how to make different hardware component of a computer work and communicate with each other as well as with the end user. Computer hardwares are there, computer physical components are there. How they can communicate with each other, how they can communicate with each other and the end user. End user means which user will finally use the product, or which user will get the final output. This is the end user. So it will ensure, the software will ensure how the components are communicating with each other as well as how they are communicating with the end user, how they are producing the output to the user. We cannot instruct the hardware of a computer directly. By the help of a software, we can instruct the computer hardwares to make them activated. So software will be acting as an interface between human user and the hardware. So if I have already told you, if this is the hardware, so many things are there, and we are here, user, human users. We are using application interface. Application interface goes to the operating system. Operating system generates some system calls to activate the hardware. We will discuss one by one. So user cannot access the hardware directly. So this application, the software will act as the interface between the human user and the hardware. If this is the user and this is the hardware, all this intermediary part is one software. So user is the human, hardware are the physical component. Human user cannot access the hardware directly, cannot give access means cannot give the instruction directly to activate it. It uses them. We are using keyboard, we are using mouse, we are clicking. That means we are not directly giving the signal, directly giving the instruction, because when we are clicking a software, which software? A device driver will be activated. I will discuss that. It will instruct the mouse to work properly. So behind each and every hardware component, there is a software. There is a software. This software can interact with the hardware and the user. The software can instruct the hardware to work. All of you clear this? So
Yes,
why we need the software?
Yes, sir.
Clear. Then what are the types of softwares? We have broadly know that two types of software, that is system software and application software. But some of the intermediate softwares are there, like your programming tools. In between this system software and application software. So we have to discuss one by one. What is system software? What are the system software we are using? What are the programming tools? And what is the application software? And what are the application software examples and we are using in our day-to-day life? So first, we should start with the system software. What do you mean by system software? I have already explained. Can you say? The systems of the software that provides the basic functionality to operate the computer by interacting directly with its constituent hardware is termed as system software. The software that provides the basic functionality to operate a computer by interacting directly with its constituent hardware. What is constituent hardware? You will say a router. It is not a constituent hardware. Without router, our system will be capable to work. You will say printer. It is not the constituent hardware. Without printer, our system will work. So to activate our system properly, that means which are the mandatory hardware, mandatory components, compulsory components. To activate those components, we require which software it is termed as system software. System software is a set of programs that control and manage the operation of a computer hardware. It also helps application programs to execute correctly. It also helps the application programs, the system program, but it will help the application program to execute correctly. System software helps the computer to control the operation and extend the processing functionality of a computer system. It also makes the computer system fast, effective, and secure. So which are the example of a system software? Your operating system is the best example, system utilities and device drivers. So what is operating system? Which operating systems you are using now? You are using which operating system now? Any students? I know you can answer. Abhishek,
yes,
which operating systems you are using?
MS Word,
ye-
MS Word,
yes,
MS Word, it is not an operating system.
you has
You are using which operating system? You are attending my class with your computer or mobile? Anamika?
Mobile, sir.
mobile, sir.
Mobile. Then you are using which operating system?
Zoom,
You are using which operating system? Your mobile is having which operating system? तुम्हारे मोबाइल में कौन सा ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम है?
Android,
Very good. Android. It is an operating system. Without this Android operating system, if you will uninstall this, can your mobile phone work? Without
sir.
having operating system, can your mobile phone work?
No, sir. No, sir.
No.
No, sir.
So whatever the app you are using, it is supported by Android operating system or not supported by Android operating system? Which apps you are using in your phone, these are supported by Android operating system or not?
Supported by Android system.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Suppose there is an app which is not supported by Android operating system. Can you install that app on your mobile phone? Can it work properly in your mobile phone?
No,
No,
sir.
sir.
No, sir.
No. That means this point will be more appropriate. It also helps the application program to execute correctly. That means the application program should be supported by the operating system, that is the system software. Without operating system, your system or your, whether it is mobile system or computer system, it cannot work. It cannot work. So operating system is a system software. Operating system is a system software. Which is acting, who is writing on my screen? Which is acting as an interface. Hey, who is Durga? Don't write on the screen. Please remove that. So operating system is a system software which is acting as an interface between the user and the hardware. Right? Any doubt? So your operating system is a system software. That means it is a group of computer programs. So it will be acting as the interface between the user and the hardware. That means it will do what? Now it will control the computer resources. Resources such as your central processing unit, your memory unit, I/O devices, etc. So it is a setup or group of computer programs that will control all these hardware devices, whether it is your CPU, your memory unit, your I/O devices, or any other devices connected to your system. All of you get this?
Yes, sir.
Any doubt? Any doubt? No. Then we will go for the next part, that is your system utilities or utility softwares. Utility software. This operating system is one chapter also. It is a sub chapter. It will be discussed later. Then your system utilities or utility programs, utility softwares. What are those? Do you know some words? Disk cleaner. You know this? You are using this to clean your mobile also. Disk cleaner, C cleaner.
Yes, sir.
These apps are used in your mobile phone also. So this is one of the best example of your system utility. Some of the examples are for this cleaners, disk checkers, then your another one is your disk compressor, antivirus softwares, then launcher application. You know, suppose you are using a new theme to your mobile phone, then you, in some of the cases, you need to install the launcher applications. Have you seen?
Yes, sir.
So this launcher application also one of the example of system utilities. Data compressors, then your file manager. It is also so many examples are there. File managers. This is also system utility or utility software. Disk partitioner. This is also one type of a system utility or utility software. All of you clear this? So what is this utility software? These are the examples. What is the definition? The utility software. I can insert another page. The utility softwares or system utilities. So what is this? The utility software is used to which is used to analyze, configure, optimize, and maintain the computer system. ये सबके सब चीज तुम लोग कर चुके, मेमोरी ऑप्टिमाइज नहीं की हो मोबाइल में. There is optimizer or not in your mobile phone?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. The next point you write. Utility programs or utility softwares may be requested. It may be requested by the application programs by the applicant. All of you are writing or not? It may be requested by the application programs during their execution for multiple purposes. So these system utilities or utility softwares may be requested by the application programs That means the application program when being executed, they may require the help of these utility softwares for multiple purposes. The meaning of this sentence is when the application programs is being executed, they may require the help of the system utilities or the utility softwares for multiple purposes. Clear? Suppose, for example, suppose you are using or you are writing some code in suppose C programming language. In some of the cases, it will require some graphical user interface. Suppose you are using, now I am teaching with my Zoom software. It is requiring some graphical user interface or GUI. This graphical user interface is also utility software. I am teaching with the help of application software, with the help of app. This is Zoom app, as well as I am using the OneNote software also. It is another application software. So when I am teaching, I am using graphical user interface. This interface is called graphical user interface. I am accessing this page through some graphics, through some icons, by clicking on some icons. So this is graphical user interface. So I am using an app, which is application program. When I am accessing, when this application program is being executed, it will require a system utility that is called your graphical user interface. So this is the best example. So all of you clear?
Yes, sir.
Any doubt?
Yes, sir.
Then some programming tools. Some programming tools.
Yes, sir.
Programming tools means what? You will write a program. When your Python chapter will be started, you have to write program. So when you will write the program, you require a text editor or not? For writing the program, you will require a text editor or not? And that text editor is called one programming tool. Computer and human understand completely different languages. I have written here. Human understand only high level languages like your English, Hindi, Odia, all type of human languages. And if I will say about the computer language, there are two types of broadly divided into two types. The language is divided into two types. One is high level language, one is machine level language, one is low level language. And this low level language again divided into two parts. One is assembly language and another is the machine code or machine level language. So the human understand only the high level language, which is generally written in English. But computer understand the machine language. Machine language means what? The machine codes 0 and 1. I have already explained what is 1, what is 0. So computer can understand only this 1 and 0. But human understand the high level language, which is written in English. So there is a continuous need of a conversation between the hardware and the user by the help of this language. So conversion of high level language to machine code is required. So here it is a continuous need of a conversion from high level language to the machine code, for which we will require some translator programs, and those translators are also a set of programs. And these translators are otherwise called the language translators. Language translators. These are also set of programs. But their work is to convert high level language to machine code or machine language. So why language translators are used? The language translator, which are the set of programs, they are used for converting the high level language to the machine code. Without translator, computer cannot understand our language. All of you clear? So
Yes,
to
sir.
write those instructions, code editor, text editor, or ideally in Python, this is called IDLE are needed. What is IDLE? Full form? And this is integrated development and learning environment. The text editor and translator for the Python language is otherwise called what? IDLE. This is integrated development and learning environment. So this editor is a program, is a software that allows us to create text file where we can type instructions and store the file as the source code. So source code means what? The source code or the source program is written in high level language. When it will be converted or when it will be translated, it will be called as the object code. I will explain that when the language will start, your Python will be started, then I will explain with example, with programming codes. So then an appropriate translator or set of program or programs is used to get the object code for execution. So for execution, object code is required. Source code is not. Source code will be converted to the object code after translation by the language translator. So source code will be translated by the language translators, which are the set of programs, and it will be treated as object code after translation, which can be executed by the system. So in order to simplify the program development, there are software called integrated development environment, that is IDE, which is in your Python, it is called IDLE, consisting of text editor, building tools, and debugger. Debugger means error checker, translators. A program can be typed, compiled. Compilement means what? It is translated, and debugged. Debugged means if there are some error, you have to correct the error, find the error and correct the error from the IDE directly. So IDE का काम क्या है ना, इसमें हम प्रोग्राम टाइप कर सकते हैं, सेव कर सकते हैं, कंपाइल कर सकते हैं, एरर चेक कर सकते हैं, then we can execute the program. All of you cleared about the programming tools?
Yes, sir.
Some of the translators are like this: compiler, your interpreter, your assembler. So these are the language translators. These are the language translators. All of you clear? Then we will start compiler, interpreter, and assembler. What are those? What is compiler? What is interpreter? What is assembler? All of you clear about this?
Yes, sir.
In the next class, we will discuss about all these three and how they will work. I will explain. So in this class, what you have heard, what is hardware, types of hardwares, what is software, needs of softwares, types of softwares, system software, then your utility programs or your programming tools, then your general purpose application software will be discussed in the next class along with this language translators. So So any doubt from today's class or from previous class? Only a few number of students have submitted the assignment. Why?